Hello, welcome or welcome back to McFly, my little corner on the Multiversus where we just do the thing. Yeah, we have some live Beetlejuice gameplay today. Or at least the Ghost with the Toast event is going to be starting, or they're doing some kind of reveal. So we're going to be checking that out today. Hopefully some real Beetlejuice gameplay is on the horizon. And I got to point out, I love their stream waiting screen. They really put a nice edit to this whole thing. It was really cool.
I'm gonna type in. High five!
To the Verse episode 3. This is NAKAT with Ajax, and we are here to bring you some of the latest and greatest news coming to the future from Multiversus.
Yeah, so it's mid-season time for season 2, man. I'm super excited. You already know we got one half of that picture up there. It's time to add the other.
Absolutely, and I mean, Beetlejuice, yeah?
What, Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice. Let's go ahead and roll that trailer.
You say my name?
No.
Was it you?
Oh, we've already seen this.
And well, I'm afraid.
Rehash to the people that aren't within the know. Tomorrow the juice is loose. Can't wait.
All right, everyone, no snacks after midnight, but we do, of course, have the next episode of Into the Verse. Before we get into Beetlejuice, remember, if you have some questions you'd like to get maybe answered later on today, go check out the Multiversus Twitter post that is looking for some questions, as well as ask some right in your chats while you're watching the stream. But NAKAT, we were just talking about it. Beetlejuice is finally here, coming tomorrow. But of course, Beetlejuice coming from the 1988 popular film Beetlejuice. He's also got a movie coming up very, very soon on September 6th. Beetlejuice, the sequel. Super excited about that. And a lot of what his moveset and his kit really revolves around a lot of what you see throughout the we'll say the evil shenanigans that he pulls off in those movies. So I'm super excited to go into the breakdown, of course, which I believe.
Absolutely, and like I said before, Multiversus actually made me a fan of Beetlejuice. I wasn't as familiar with Beetlejuice up until now, and so getting to see how he fights in this game and being able to showcase that to everyone was, I want to say, an honor of mine, and I want to show the people his moveset. Let's get right into it.
Finally, some gameplay.
Welcome to Into the Verse. This is NAKAT, your community manager over at Player First Games, and today I'm going to be breaking down Beetlejuice. So before we get into Beetlejuice's moveset, let's actually talk about some of the perks real quick. The first perk up is Frightening. So instead of this neutral special knocking away, it actually stuns the opponent in place for you to follow up. The next perk we can talk about is Big Bomb. When I put this down and I actually go ahead and light it up, the bomb should be bigger now because of how far I walked away from it. Now, if I decide to do it really fast and don't go that far away, the explosion radius is not that large. The last perk that I like to talk about is Angry Bug.
Didn't really show
when
that,
you throw
I feel.
out this, the beetle will actually follow you, attacking anyone that takes a hit close to them. This also will not allow you to do a second up aerial special after you use this. Perks,
Beetlejuice has
pick
drones.
The one that makes the most sense for. First off, I want to talk about his passive, Knock 'em Dead. This allows allies to run through you, or if you run through them, you will actually apply boxing gloves to them. If your ally hits an opponent 3 times, you will be able to teleport directly onto that enemy with your neutral.
That's so
special.
specific.
So,
whoa.
Keep that in mind. That is how his passive works, and you don't want to say his name 3 times, so I'm sure you guys understand the reference that we were aiming for here. Now, let's get into his general moves.
That's cool. At least they
Beetlejuice's
did
dash
incorporate that. That's pretty cool.
Literally puts him in a coffin and allows him to throw down onto the opponent. So basically, you're running at him, you slam into them inside the coffin. He has his side attack combo that can be branched also into his up
Throwing
attack,
hands.
which allows him
Bunch
to
of
follow up
bunch of slapping.
not only his up air, but also his side air. Down attack. That was only one part of the grounded down attack. So let's keep it going, right? That's what happens if you tap the move, but if you hold it, you actually get a full charge, which goes into a series of hits that not only pop the
you get a bunch of
opponent
kicky
up,
legs.
but
That's
on
cool.
that final hit, it has the ability to ring out an opponent.
Alright, but he's an assassin.
You probably
How
want to
light
use this more so
is this
at the
dude? Is he
ledge,
gonna
so
get
you can
knocked
actually
out
set up
easily?
for this move. Because if you just use this like this, your opponent can see this coming depending on how long you charge it.
Yeah, it's
The
cool he
move
counts
is very
while he
active
does it.
though, and Beetlejuice moves pretty fast, so
what I'm
be
saying,
sure
there's
to
things in
find
this
uses
game, the
for this move
creativity is
in your
off the
combo
wall.
game that makes sense.
But then I feel like it's ruined by
Neutral attack,
monetization
Beetlejuice
sometimes.
slams down with 2 hammers on the
organization, I
ground.
should
You
say.
can actually do side attack 1-2 into this move as a not only ring out confirm, but just to knock away opponents because it has
It
good
looks fun.
knockback and does relatively solid enough damage. Very fast move too. This move is pretty deceiving with how fast it actually comes out. So
Yeah,
you
it's
can
kinda
catch
got like
people
a
off guard
flop
with this
to it.
move,
I see what he
especially
means.
as they're trying to come back to the stage. And the last move on the ground that we can talk about is actually Beetlejuice's up attack, which is a swing upward.
Looks
Kind of looks
devastating.
like a hammer in some cases in the air, but on the ground it resembles almost that boxing glove that you can apply with his passive. And so you can actually charge this move as
Oi.
well, just like the down attack. You can pretty much charge the neutral attack as
Ooh.
well, and you can of course charge the down
Dirty.
attack. And as you're seeing a theme here, all of his grounded attacks are chargeable except
I like that
for
when he
the
slaps, there was like goo
forward
between his
side
hands.
attack
Yeah,
on the
that's
ground.
cool.
Now, let's get into these aerials. As you saw, this is a great move not only for comboing, but it has relatively decent
assassin
knockback,
versus
which allows it
assassin
to
right
ring
here.
out at higher damage ratios, and it comes out really fast, so you're able to use this move rapidly to pressure opponents that are above
Okay.
you. The next
That's
move
the
we want to
assassin,
talk
right?
about is the downward aerial, which is Beetlejuice's
Dude, I
spike.
love that.
So if you want to send your opponent to the bottom blast zone and you want to do it in style, you can actually have Beetlejuice's eye sockets pop right out of his head, knocking the opponent away. But you of course can use this move on the ground to chain into other
Yeah, to keep it
attacks
going.
as well,
That's really
especially
smart.
off of a ground bounce. You can combo into other areas.
It's not a big knockback.
The side attack in the air is just a sweep forward, sends the opponent at a diagonal angle,
them
and
going.
allows you to pressure them from
That's good.
above. You want to use this move not only as an approach tool, but as a tool to keep yourself safe from opponents that are trying to approach you. And the neutral attack in the air. Beetlejuice lets out a series of spikes from his body. You can actually follow up depending on your opponent's percent.
I love
You
this.
might
We
be
saw
able
this
to
in the
get
trailer. What a
side
good
air.
move.
You might be able to
Just
get
looks
a
fun.
jab combo. Let your imagination run wild when actually landing this move. Neutral special. You
Yep,
can see
that'll
that
do
move
it.
is super powerful. Beetlejuice lets off a scream. So something cool about this is that if you tap it, you can pretty much do it just like that. But if you hold it,
Yeah.
has
obviously
more
can charge it.
knockback, and you can actually store this as well. So what I did was
What?
I held the button to charge it, and then I dodged. You can see that the meter is just staying still, right? So now if I want to, I can actually just approach with this or even try to combo into
What?
it. However, from side attack, it will be
That is
relatively
cool.
hard to combo
anybody else
into
work
that
like that?
consistently, if at all. So you have to find ways to make this work.
That's
this is
cool.
a good move. Also, if you want to stall your momentum when coming to the stage, as you see, this is me falling normally. If I use this, I kind of stall and
Yeah,
I
you can,
fly
like, use some
around with the
airtime
move
with
as I'm
it.
able to kind of control it in
Yeah.
the air. You do not want to get hit by this move, everybody.
I found
Trust
my
me,
first
this
assassin
move
I wanna
will
play.
ring you out. You do not want to get hit by that full charge. That is a strong move. So, forward special, Beetlejuice leaps at the opponent.
Just a
You
hurl.
actually have the ability to charge this move as well if you want to go further and do more damage.
What's he holding when he
so,
lands? Oh, it's the
right
bug.
there, I
Okay.
just did side attack into
like
side
he's jumping
special
for
to
the
pop
beetle. He's
opponent
catching a
up,
bug.
and then I'm able
creativity
to
is
move
off the
almost
wall.
immediately if I want to try to pressure with a follow-up. Beetlejuice's down special. You actually are just drawing it along, right? And as you can see, you can pressure the opponent while having this bomb
that's
on the
cool.
stage that will detonate. If I just slightly tap it, I don't go far.
Well, if you draw
And
it
of
long,
course,
you can also
it
draw their
blows up the
focus while
opponent.
you're beating them
But
up, so
if
they
I
have to
want this
focus on
move
two
to go
different
even
things, you know?
further, I can just pretty much hold
good way
down
to draw your
special while
opponent's
moving.
focus.
And whenever I feel like letting it go,
It's like Chalk
is when
Zone.
I can let it rip and pressure
Is
the
that Cartoon
opponent,
Network?
potentially
Or was that
bring
was that
them out.
Nickelodeon? I can't remember.
This move is really good just because you can actually have this on the stage at the same time as you're fighting
You're
the
funny.
opponent, even if you're just trying to knock them towards it,
God, he looks
or
so
you're just trying to
fun.
create a barrier so they don't go near this bomb. It kind of cuts off a position on the stage, right? Beetlejuice's up special on the ground. Check this out. You throw the beetle at the opponent, but there is more to this than meets the eye. I will explain. So on hit, I'm able to now do 2 aerial up specials instead of 1. This is what happens when I throw the beetle, it doesn't hit the opponent, and I try to aerial up special. I'm only able to get 1. Mind you, I can actually still jump and attack, which is great, but that's about it.
The game
nothing,
almost seems
nothing
faster,
really else
doesn't
that
it?
can be done. But if I hit the beetle,
Or is it
boom,
just because I'm seeing two
you're able
assassins
to do
fight?
2, and you can go in a various
That's
set of
interesting.
directions as well, which makes this move very good and versatile. Of course, just having that beetle as a projectile is also strong to knock away the opponent. Next move in the air I'd like to talk about is the aerial side special. You pretty
Someone
much
in the chat just said
swing
another
and
broken
lunge
character
at
being
the
added.
opponent and
I don't
are
think he
able
looks that
to
broken. I
follow
mean,
up
I guess
depending
time
on
will
their
tell.
damage, and of course where they are put in
The
retaliation.
Samurai
to getting
Jack was
hit by
broken to
that
me just
move.
because
The next move
he has
I'd
so
like
much
to also
radius
talk
on
about
every
is
attack.
aerial down
He
special.
can sweep anybody.
As you can see, the door flies right open and,
And
the
the knockback
monster
is
attacks
ridiculous.
immediately.
That's
This
cool.
is a very good move for mixing up opponents when trying to come back to the stage, because if you
And
do
that it
this,
just pays
you might
straight
be able to
homage
hit
to the
someone
movie.
that's
That's
just kind
great.
of waiting, trying to hit you, and it's so fast that you have enough time to react and pretty
Actually,
much
a lot
set
of the moves
yourself
do.
up
What am I
so
saying?
you're able to try to cross up the opponent and make it back. Beetlejuice, in my opinion, is an exceptional character for recovering because he has so many different ways of doing it, and because this allows
That
him
was
to
cool.
zip up twice, which you also can use offensively. And keep in mind that is
Yeah.
Beetlejuice's up special. And so
A
if
lot
you
of
hit someone
utility.
with that move in the air, you might find yourself being able to actually follow up and apply more pressure than you think. And lastly, aerial neutral special is the same as on the ground. It is the scream, and of course can be dodged out of to charge. So
I think that's
overall,
so cool.
Beetlejuice, in my opinion,
Just
is
to
a
keep in your
very strong
pocket.
character, and the thing I like the most is not only is his combo game pretty decent, but I just like how his moves are so wacky
so
and
zippy.
crazy. Beetlejuice is going to be playable quite soon, so be sure to show us what you guys got
Yeah, but
with
how?
the latest character in the game.
Well, thank you, NAKAT, of course, for that incredible breakdown of Beetlejuice. Well, we have to go into the mind of the man who led the team, who put all of this amazing work together. Of course, we have our design director from Play First Games, Daniel Kraft, rejoining us today. How you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Excellent. Big fan,
Yeah.
by the way, Daniel. Big fan.
Yeah, Daniel, I think I'm a big fan too. Hello. Tell me what you
So
do.
let's get straight into it, actually. Let's talk about the history of Beetlejuice. How did this character come about? Like, Daniel, I got to know the emphasis on design, how we pick his class, and like the focus on his early setup, pretty
Yeah,
much.
why assassin? I'm
Yeah.
curious.
How he came about? I think someone in the team said Beetlejuice one too many times, and then all of a sudden we were working on him. So, yeah. I
funny.
mean, early days is a lot of just watching, the movies and just trying to get the character. We want to kind of sell, the character personality, of course. I always kind of see him as this kind of a sleazy car salesman, and so trying to get some of that personality
That's good.
across. The animators, of course, doing an amazing job with selling that as well. So working closely with them, always.
Yeah, having to watch movies for your job,
picking
that must
apart
be
the movie,
amazing.
What can we take? What
Like I have to watch Beetlejuice 5,000 times before I can start
So,
working.
starting out, just
Actually,
trying
I
to
don't know. That might
absorb
get
as
kind
much
of
as we
taxing.
can so that we can bring him to the screen as authentic as we can. So again, the movies, you'll see some of the stuff in there that have been in the trailers as well. Some stuff from the next film as well. So getting all that in place so that hey, you see him on the screen, now you can play him as well.
We have multiple animators that are massive Beetlejuice fans, so
Mhm.
every single move has prime care and detail, especially the sandworm aerial down special.
Dude, the
That
whole
one got
thing,
a lot
every
of love.
move,
You can see
even
all
just
the
chasing
details
the
with,
beetle for what was it, the
the
side
world it comes
special?
from and everything. So it's really
Everything.
cool. And you
Great job.
answered a little bit there, but what were some
Let there be that, and the
of
ooze in the
iterations of
hand.
Beetlejuice? Like
That
where
was
did you
so
take
fun.
inspiration from for this one?
Yeah, I mean, so the movies, of course. The sandworm. Wanted to get that in somehow, right? So,
You have to.
how
It's
do you do
iconic.
this massive worm and not make it just take over the whole screen? At first, it started with multiple doors and moving across the screen. Kind of seemed not to work as well. I forget who it was. Someone on the team, one of the animators.
Might be a good
just said,
idea
"Hey,
if they
why
made a
not just one
Beetlejuice
door,
like
having it coming out
stage.
from
Just
kind of the
have random
background
doors
and snapping
pop
at 'em?"
open. You know, like if they try to
That
do
worked really
hazards.
well. Let us get it in there. Really felt like it. Making Beetlejuice scared of the sandworm.
Or
was
actually, the
unique.
stage could be in that level. Maybe they come up out of the ground,
So
like
uh,
that universe.
that was a great suggestion that really helped us take that from a move that really wasn't working to be a much more dynamic move that does work and looks.
Yeah,
Really
someone
nice.
said Courage the Cowardly Dog. I would love Courage.
Well, firstly, I want to say the sandworm is one of my favorite.
Or Dexter's
moves,
mom,
as well
that's
as
funny.
I love his neutral attack. I like bringing
All
that
her
in.
moves are just
It's
cleaning
very
things.
fun. But these moves are not only pretty strong in their own right, But I want to know, Daniel, how would they lend aid to a duos partner? Like, how does Beetlejuice shine in the twos format?
Yeah, so you know,
Offense, I would
for
say.
fans of Beetlejuice, you know, you say his name 3 times, he comes and he helps, you know, scare away for you. He's, you know, a scare for hire, the ghost with the most. So in the game, Beetlejuice gives a boxing glove to his allies when they get near him, and then they can attack someone 3 times, right? And then he could use his neutral special, which is like his scary face, to come and scare for them. So you are summoning Beetlejuice by attacking them 3 times and saying his name 3 times, and then he'll come and help scare for you. So you give your boxing gloves to your ally. Then your ally can go beat up on some enemies, and then you can jump in and scare them from behind.
What do you think is the type of player that would enjoy playing Beetlejuice the most?
Yeah, I think like you said, if you want to be aggressive, Beetlejuice is a good character for you.
Yeah, that's what
He's
he
got a
seems.
lot of
Very
mobility.
offensive.
You
You
saw
gotta
in
be the first
his
person to
Beetle, you
act.
get the double
You'd
dash,
probably
and you
work
can
with like a
have that
duo
behind
of
you.
someone who can sit back and offer
So if
support.
you like a lot of
Maybe
mobility,
like a
you like to
rain
be
dog.
aggressive,
Maybe even
Beetlejuice is
someone
a
big
great
like
character.
Jason, just to be the
Lots
heavy
of
hitter
powerful,
alongside.
strong moves. He's got some, you know, good armor break moves as well.
Or get an Iron
Um,
Giant. That'd be
so he
funny.
can really get in there and
Nah,
beat
it's
up
just
those
one big
tanks.
hitbox.
You know, he's not an overly complicated character. There is some complications with, again, the up special, the double up special with the beetle, and
Those moves definitely have some history, and I would love for everybody to know exactly where they come from and how they
Well, the
influence it.
movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely some great, you know, callbacks there. He's got his neutral air. He's got the spikes coming out of him. With fans of the Beetlejuice series will know that that's in the movies as well.
Yeah, it's iconic.
You know, the
The
hammer
whole
is
movie.
also a nod to other moments in his cinematic history. Um, and then keen eyed viewers will also see with like the trailer, you know, he's got the
I think he was
um,
looking for him to be more
because,
passionate
you know,
about the
it's a great
answer.
nod to that.
But it's
And
like the general answer is the
you know,
movie.
the films are
All right, well, again, Daniel, thank you so much for your time. It's always a pleasure having you come through.
Thanks,
Being able
Daniel.
to pick apart your brain on where you all come up with these moves, and uh, it's it's only been more and more fun ever since. For anybody who doesn't know, a lot of compliments, of course, go to you nonstop for what you do with Tom and Jerry, and it continues to play out through a lot of the rest of the characters that we see. So we're actually going to go and jump into a little example 2v2 match to kind of really pick apart what you were talking about with some of the way he moves and chases. So as here, me and the cat pulled together a little video here to kind of show off like what Beetlejuice could do. As you can see, he's very aerial control based.
And there, what did I say? Good team up.
As well.
Would be Jason
And also you
and
can play him
Beetlejuice. I don't
very
know if they just
aggressive
planned that or
in
they
twos.
play
His
that like
hitboxes
that.
are pretty
but
big, so
I just feel like
just
that'd be a
being
good
able to
team
have
up.
those on
One's
the
quick
field
and heavy hitting,
constantly
and the
not
one's
only
slow and
sets
heavy
up
hitting,
your
but can take a
partner,
lot
but
of
also
damage.
sets you up for perfect ring outs. And as you see with Jason,
Good
just
defense.
two powerhouse characters working together.
So of course, this is basically Beetlejuice's Showtime. So we have upcoming events that have to do with Beetlejuice, and of course, a bunch of skins, which you all saw in the trailer.
It's
We got
time.
the Afterlife
In the data
store.
mines.
You also have the Welcome to the
We all saw it
Afterlife
before the
event that is
trailer.
attached to this.
Here you go.
And one more
Beetle
is
Shop.
the Ghost with the Toast. So the Welcome to the Afterlife event is your play as you go, unlock the
Okay, so it's
the
similar to the
missions,
circuit
and you
drone
get
where you
the
can
green
buy
beetle,
with
which you can use
Gleamium
towards
or pay
unlocking
for the beetle.
a skin. And you
Look
can
at
also
that,
get
Gem
a green
XP.
beetle from the Ghost with the Toast event, which is our PvE event. We have another thing, of course, that's getting some love, NAKAT, if you'd like to go over a few of the things we're adding to ranked.
Yes. So ranked mode is going to get some adjustments and improvements. Thank you
Yeah,
all for
hopefully.
playing ranked mode. We greatly appreciate it as well. And we've been paying very close attention to those leaderboards, making sure we know like who's at the top and who's getting that shine
Acting
that
like
they
ranked
rightfully have
isn't a
earned and deserve,
hoax.
right? So first things first, Grandmaster rank is returning to Multiverses. Players with a character RP in the top 100 highest RP across all characters will qualify for the Grandmaster tier. Players that finish the season in Grandmaster tier will earn a special banner. So there is a reward for hitting that Grandmaster, but you got to make sure that you stick around in the top
Ooh,
100.
not a
And Ajax, do
banner.
you want to break down a little bit more how that works?
Absolutely. It's like you were saying, it's a cumulative total. So if you have a character who is, let's say, 3,000 RP in the master rank right now, but somebody else has two of them, they're going to be ranked above you because it is a total amount. So we also have a new leaderboard we're adding in as well that shows the most amount of characters that are in the master rank. We also have added in the ability to concede in the middle of a best of 3. So if you are playing a match and you have decided that you are done
Maybe
after
just go
that
back
first
to
game, you know
1v1
what, I
one
would like to go
match.
ahead and move along to the next one. You
I'm
could
so
now
tired of doing
concede, so you
sets,
get back out of
dude.
that match rather than playing.
And then how about some
This
actual...
also helps people that might have something to do. You know how you get in a
Yes.
ranked set and you're like, I don't know, someone's calling you, they want you to run an errand, and you're like, but I got to finish the set. Well, now, unfortunately, if you can't finish the set, you now have that option as well.
Yes. This is something we wanted to make sure we got back in.
Or how about
and,
some
we
actual
have now
skill-based
re-added it
matchmaking?
to,
I mean,
mid-season.
people
Thank
have already
everybody
proven that
who's
ranked
been playing throughout the best of
is
3, and
not
now
what
we
it's
have the
supposed
ability
to
to
be.
concede during that. And one other thing, of course, that we wanted to make sure we addressed was the early play throughout bronze and silver and such for players who are, let's say, punching above their weight. We're in there for a bit of time. So now when you go in there, say you already have a character who's high RP, so you've already been playing for a bit, you want to try out a new character. Once you go through that, you play in those matches, you're going to be getting bumped up to ranks that make a little bit more sense. So you'll be moving up into platinum or gold, depending on how high of a level you are. And we wanted to make sure we made that a little bit more seamless for people, which is also going to help with the fact that people are hunting for this new Grandmaster rank.
And now, Ajax, what everybody's been waiting for, right?
Wait.
We've been having a little too
hold
much
up,
fun online. I'm not
hold
going to
up.
front.
Let's think about it. Let's go ahead and take a look at one of the improvements we've made to a certain mechanic that people have recently discovered was pretty good: dodge landing. So if you take a look here, you do a charge attack, you do a dodge boosted stare, you both go pretty far, right? What happens here? Let's take another look at that actually. So the first two go a certain distance, right?
Yeah.
Well, now we've advanced the ability 7 frames from when you touch the ground to keep your momentum after you have used that, and it only costs 1 bar. So whenever you're
There are
using
so
that,
many
you will
more
be,
things to
retaining
fix
your
than
same
just
momentum.
that.
And
Are
speaking
you
of cost
serious?
of bar, it takes 2
Oh
bars
my
of
god.
dodge attack now. We have reduced the cost for dodge attacking down to 2
Only
bars.
2.
Yes, a big part of that, of course, is we wanted to make sure
Wow,
we
man.
improved on aggression.
They're just so
We've been paying close attention
disconnected.
to, how
And then
the
you
match
here
has been
have
going,
these two
and we want
mouthpieces just
to,
saying
improve
whatever.
on
Like
speed
they say
overall.
we,
We've
like
been
they know. The
floor
servers are in
to go for
shambles,
that
but
new
we
dodge
added 2
landing
extra
move, which
frames
will
to
allow
a
her to
slide
get in
jump.
a little bit. If we go ahead and take a look to our newest addition to the game, showcase one of the characters you see doing this quite often, you'll see Superman here. So normally in any combo, if you ground bounce, you will get ground bounced and you keep going. But if you do it twice now, you will automatically put into a tech. You could choose which direction that you will
Okay,
tech,
that's
but
good.
you will be placed into a tech
But I
window
still
now,
think there are more
which
important
allows players
things.
to
But
either
that's
get
good.
reads on it or allow you to just get out of a bad situation.
So now
This will
people
allow
can't
us to
just
do
roll you
more
into endless
creative stuff,
combos.
And if you have really good reads on these things, you can get some pretty large combos as well as a follow-up. So we're not
Yeah,
entirely
especially if you have a
removing
grab or
the fact
something, that
someone
could
got a
work out
reward
really
on a
well.
hit, but we're improving the fact that you have the option to maybe get away from it. But if you get the reward, you're still going to keep a nice reward.
Please tell me you did more
And not
to
only
attack
that, there were certain
decay. Like I
characters that
know
were
it's in
really
the game,
big
but make
on
it
being able to do
more decay.
ground bounce combos in the past. However, we did run into issues where it introduced some loops that were too strong. And so with this added in tech, we might be able to revisit some of those characters and maybe bring back some of those combos or maybe those directions on hit. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely.
Now, another thing that we wanted to do to improve on a little bit of aggression.
Sorry, dissociated there for a
Walls,
second.
speaking of walls, so if you go over to the wall now, you will now enter the wall fatigue state faster. So,
Oh, okay. I
as
was
you
gonna
can
say
see,
there was
it's
already a wall
starting to pick
fatigue.
up, and after a certain point, once you get to the wall fatigue, you will not be able to dodge up after you reach the final tier of it. So you have
Really?
the ability to jump, you have the ability to use specials, but once you at a certain point of wall fatigue, you can no longer use the dodge to get up. So this will help promote the fact that people are kind of hanging out there a little bit too long, utilizing big hitboxes to get back on stage. Yes, and of course, the key winner of offense throughout pretty much the entire game, jabbing. And we've
Absolutely.
kind of alluded to that a little bit. One of our top priorities is we wanted to start working on a priority-based system. So if anybody is curious about what that is, when you have 2 moves, if one is lower priority and they hit on the same frame, the lower priority move will not trade. We have a trading
Mhm.
clash-based system. So now the jabs that are not the finishing moves, to be clear, so jab threes and such will still be a normal move, but anything that is a jab, say one, jab starter, we'll pick Joker for example. They're
Mhm.
going to lose the trade every single time. So this is something we're going to be working towards with other moves as well. This is not just for jabs, but this is the first testing of us bringing this out there. We wanted to make it so you were more inclined to use aerial approaches, dash attacks, specials, other moves. Just of course not the only thing that is joining here in the mid-season. We have a new stage which you saw a little bit of a little while ago. We talked about it in the last Interverse as well, and that is Teen Titans Tower is
Let's
going to
get
be
it.
joining in. There are 3 different versions of this stage as well, and if you hit the button in the middle there, you actually get an alteration. So the platforms will go away. This is the 1v1 variant of the Titans Tower.
That's
You cannot
funny.
just single hop to this platform. You have to double jump up to there. So there are unique combo extensions you'll get here.
That's cool.
It is very unique in the fact that the button will
A
appear
platform
every
that
once in a
won't
while.
screw me as Batman? That sounds great.
The choice of when you want to activate it is kind of on you. So if you want to avoid it during the match, you could just completely avoid it, or you could go after it. And when the hazards are off, the button does disappear, so you could choose whether you want to keep it as
That was a good
double
idea.
platform layout,
Like stray away
or
from
if
the
you'd like to
hazards
go,
inside
with the
maps
single
and just
platform
start doing
layout
that,
show
like
up, it'll eventually
transformations.
disappear and go back down to the 2 platforms.
Huh. That's cool.
And then
I like the versatility of this stage, by the
Yeah,
way.
that's
I
really
like
cool.
the button addition to
Yeah.
it for 1v1. I think it's very, very good. It's very fun. Adds more flavor to the stage.
Yeah, for
it's my
sure.
personal favorite
And it makes
stage.
sense also.
Oh,
The
for
Teen,
you.
Teen
Absolutely.
Titans Tower.
It's hard to not want to play it.
Yeah.
In the 2v2 version,
We get Robin
it
though?
is slightly wider. So
Oh my Lanta. Dude, I can't believe I watched that whole thing. Seriously. In Multiversus fashion, I gotta quote Courage the Cowardly Dog here. Dude, I gotta say it, and it's just my opinion, of course, as always. But they are putting the mid in mid-season patch. There are so many other issues that they are not focusing on right now, and they are acting like this is the bee's knees. Or at least the stuff that they are giving us. Don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna fully disparage it. There's really good stuff in here. But like I said, we have bigger fish to fry. But then it devolved into community art, and then I just can't stand the announcers half the time because all the droning and not getting to the point, and then here I am, the hypocrite, as I drone on to you. But yeah, I'm gonna stop doing that droning. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. A like is always appreciated, all that good YouTube stuff. Hopefully Season 3 is much better than what Season 2 has been. So I will catch you out there in the multiverse.